All right, so we'll just start to press down into the sit bones and lift up through the crown. Starting to create length in the spine. And trying to create that rooting to rise sensation. Pressing down so we can lift up more. Let the shoulders soften. Close your eyes. Inhale through the nose. Fill the belly all the way up. Feel your body expanding. Take as much air as you can. On the exhale, feel the belly coming back in, drawing it all the way back in and up to empty all the air out. And just imagine that every time we inhale, that's this masculine energy, this kind of adrenal response, this like, all right, let's go, let's fill up, let's take over the world. And then every exhale is this feminine energy saying, nah, I'm good here. Let's just soften a little bit and let go and just be. And just imagine every breath as an opportunity to balance those two energies within us. So just by making them both last the same amount of time, we're creating this balance between those two polarities. So what if Eckhart and Shakespeare were right when they say there is no good or bad, only thinking makes it so? What if there's really just these two energies, like masculine and feminine, that are dancing around, trying to find balance? And what if our need to always associate one of them with negative or positive is what creates all the suffering there is? See if you can, for a couple moments here, just imagine the lens we look at everything through, this lens of polarity, where everything has to be good or bad. See if you can neutralize that just by this thought that neither one of them are representing light or dark, but they're just these two different sides of the coin, the same coin. These two energies that we need to balance if we want to have peace. See if you can use every breath dedicated to finding that balance within. On the inhale, bring your arms up overhead, squeeze your palms together, lift everything up. Exhale, sweep the right arm under the left. See if you can get your palms to touch. Draw your elbows out and up. Soften the shoulders down the back. So maybe you feel like parts of the pose are masculine, like the strengthening, like the pulling out of the elbows and lifting up. And then the exhale is the softening, the feminine part, the releasing that tension. Letting it all happen at once instead of just intermittently. Keep the sit bones rooting down and hinge forward. Keep reaching your fingers forward more and dropping your elbows towards the ground. Maybe they're even touching. Let your head be heavy like a bowling ball. Soften the traps down away from the ears. Steady your breath. Seeing how much air you can take each time, and then trying to make the exhale match the same amount of time. Slowly come back up. Maybe you find a tiny little backward bend, pressing the sit bones down, lifting the heart out. And then release. Inhale, arms up overhead. Squeeze the palms together. Lift up. Exhale, hands to heart. And now switch the cross of the legs. Opposite leg on top this time. Maybe bringing one foot up into your lap. Maybe both. Press the sit bones down. Lengthen up. Inhale, arms up. Squeeze palms. Lift. Exhale, left arm under right. Maybe palms touch. Elbows out and up. Soften the shoulders down the back on the exhale. Soften the eyes. Feel these two different energies helping you to release tension in your body. The pose helping you find the tension, maybe even creating a little bit of tension using strength. And then with your awareness, softening into it, releasing it. Sit bones stay rooting down, hinge forward. Fingers reaching forward, elbows dropping down, head is heavy. Slowly come back up. Inhale, arms up. Squeeze your palms, lift high. Exhale, hands to heart. And hands down by your sides. Bring your hands onto your knees, actually. We'll do a few rounds of seated cat-cow. So pull on the knees to pull the heart forward. Look up, maybe dropping the head all the way back if it's all right with the neck. Exhale, tuck the chin to the chest, tuck the tailbone under, pull the belly button back into the spine, empty all the way. See how long you can make this inhale last. See how much air you can take in, filling all the way up. Make this exhale the same amount of time, counting it out if it helps. Try to bring more fluid movement into the spine with these next couple breaths. After your next exhale, slowly come back to stillness in the center. Now we're just going to bring our right hand up, palm facing you, and bring your left thumb right between your ring and pinky finger. Wrap those fingers around the thumb, and imagine you're going to try to place the back of your right hand on your heart. We'll open the wrist up here. Keep the sit bones rooting down, lengthen through the crown. Now square your shoulders and let them soften down the back. And release. Left hand up, palm faces you. Right thumb between pinky and ring. Wrap the fingers around the thumb, back of the hand towards the heart. Square up, root to rise. Use your breath. So even that balance we're trying to find between strength and flexibility, essentially could be looked at as that masculine and feminine, right? The strength is masculine, the flexibility is feminine. I'm trying to find that perfect balance within our body. Maybe you've never really thought about if you need to be stronger or more flexible. Maybe you have a perfect balance already. Inhale the arms up, squeeze your palms together, lift up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Close your eyes and let your head bow to your heart. And see if you can commit for the next hour to finding this balance. To unifying your intentions by bringing the head and the heart into the same space. All right, now we're going to roll back onto our backs and hug our knees into our chest. We're going to start to rock forward and back. Maybe the toes come to touch the ground behind the head, and you rock all the way up to a seat a couple times. Now we're going to stay up here in this seat, hands back behind you, fingers pointing towards you. Press into the hands and lift the heart up. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the chin up. If it's all right with the neck, maybe the head drops back, but keep pressing into the hands and lifting through the heart. Trying to kind of puff up that heart space. Keep your feet grounded. And now slowly press into the feet and lift the hips up. Keep pressing into the fingers and knuckles. Keep the knees stacked over the ankles. Find your breath. Lift everything up one more time. One more breath. And slowly lower down. Roll onto your back. Hug your knees in. Rock forward and back a couple times. Maybe toes touch the ground back there. We're going to rock all the way up to a chair pose, standing at the top of the mat. Use your hands if you need to get your booty off the ground. Reach your arms forward and then up and sit back in the chair more. Draw the upper body back more. Pull the belly in. Reach up out of the waist. Let that exhale soften your shoulders down your back. Keep your heart lifted. Interlace your fingers back behind you. Maybe your palms glue together. Find a little tiny backward bend, really just an opening of the heart. And then exhale, fold. Let your head be heavy. Let your breath be deep. Inhale, lift back up. Bend the knees a lot. Shine the heart forward. Roll the shoulders back. And exhale, fold. Maybe the legs start to straighten on your exhales now. Stay with your breath. Keep pressing into the feet. One more time. Release your hands down to the ground. Step your right foot back. Lower your right knee down. Untuck those back toes. Make sure your knee is stacked right over your ankle. Now start to peel your heart forward. Rolling your shoulders back, lengthen through the back of the neck. Start to breathe into that right hip flexor or anywhere else you're feeling tension here. Draw the toes back towards the face like half splits. Keep your heart lifted. Maybe you start to bend at the elbows. Lower the left foot down, curl the right toes under. Step the left foot back to plank and lower down, knees, chest, chin, baby cobra, or maybe you're already ready for chaturanga. Take your time. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. Unless you need to hang out here for a couple more breaths. Checking in with the low back. You can find movement here in your downward facing dog, or you can get right into stillness here. Slowly walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale, fold. So you can have your feet together or feet hip width distance apart. We're going to do just like we did before. We're going to start down here. We're going to interlace the fingers back by the sit bones, reach the arms up and overhead, relax the head and the neck, shake it out a little bit. Press into the feet. Inhale, come up like chair pose. Exhale, fold. See how long you can make this inhale last. See how much air you can take, filling that heart space. Exhale, fold. Maybe starting to lengthen the back of the legs, the back of the neck. One more time. Release the hands down, step the left foot back, lower the left knee down, stack knee over ankles, untuck the back toes, start to peel the heart forward, rolling the shoulders back. Use your breath. Take it to the spot where you feel tense or stuck. Using every exhale to soften and let go a little bit. Shift the hips back, draw the toes back towards the space like half splits. Heart stays lifted. Face and shoulders stay soft. Slowly lower the right foot down. Step the right foot back into plank. Find this nice long line of energy. And lower through chaturanga or knees, chest, chin, baby cobra. Maybe lifting all the way up into cobra, straightening into the arms. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Settling into stillness if you feel ready for that. Root down to the fingers and knuckles a little more. Soften the traps up out of the ears, creating some space. Slowly walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Interlace your fingers, reach them up and over. Relax your head and your neck. Press into your feet, come up. Find a little backward bend. Sit in the chair a little deeper, pull the belly in. Press into the feet and stand up. Find a little backward bend, lifting and filling the heart space. And release, inhale, arms up. Exhale, sweep your right arm under your left. See if you can get your palms to touch. Draw the elbows out and up. Soften the shoulders down the back. Sit down into the chair. Stay low and lift your right leg high up and over your left. See if you can get your toes to wrap all the way around the calf. And then sink in a little bit, softening through that standing ankle and standing knee. Keep drawing the elbows out and up. If you're watching yourself on tape, see if you can get those elbows and knees in one line, right in the center line of your body. See what you can soften on this exhale. All right, slowly lift the right knee up, hinge forward, shoot that leg back. Everything parallel to the ground. Flex the foot, point the toes down and in. Feel the left foot pressing down with the same amount of pressure as the right foot's pressing back. Elbows dropping down towards the ground, fingers reaching forward, back of the neck long. Find your breath. And if you feel balanced, see if you can drop into standing splits with eagle arms. Let your head get heavy. Lift the right leg a little higher. Keep rooting down into the left foot and reaching up through the right foot. Slowly step the right foot back into crescent lunge with eagle arms. Stack the knee right over the ankle and then really slowly come up. Maybe find a little backward bend. Keep pressing the left knee forward. And then slowly lower the right knee all the way down. Untuck the toes. Sink into those hips. Maybe finding a little backward bend here. Let something go on the exhale. Now slowly shift the hips back. Draw the toes back like half splits with eagle arms. You can bring your elbows right down on your knee or right inside, I think feels better. Keep drawing that left hip back in towards the socket. Keep the heart lifted, lengthening through the spine and the back of the neck, softening anywhere you can. Using this pose to pinpoint the tension, using your exhale to soften and let go of some of this tension. Slowly lower the left foot down, lift the arms up. We're going to turn and twist to the left. If this feels like too much, you can just bring the palms together. Keep pressing the left knee forward so it stays stacked right over the ankle. And then start to press the elbow down into the knee. And every exhale, soften the traps away from the ears. Slowly curl the right toes under, lift the right knee up off the ground. Press the left knee forward, draw the right heel back. Slowly step the right foot forward to meet the left. Sit into the chair. Lift the eagle arms back up. Stand up. Find a little backward bend. Release the arms. Inhale, arms up. Squeeze the palms, lift up. Exhale, hands to heart. Close your eyes. Let your head bow to your heart. And recommit to finding this balance, to letting everything else go for the next 40 minutes. And just using your one pointed focus to create this balance between your head and your heart, between your masculine and feminine energy. Lower the hands down, inhale them right back up. Exhale, sweep the left arm under the right. Sit in the chair, stay low, lift the left leg high up and over. Maybe the toes wrap. Try to draw everything into that center line. Softening that standing ankle and standing knee to sink in more. Elbows out and up. Soften shoulders down the back. Pull the belly in. Tuck the chin a little. Draw the upper body back. Find your breath. Balance it. Slowly come up. Lift the left knee. Hinge forward. Everything parallel to the ground. Lengthen from heel to crown. Level out the hips. Elbows reaching down, fingers reaching forward. If you feel super solid, standing splits, letting the head drop and the leg lift a little, but keeping the hips square. See what you can soften on the exhale. Slowly step that left foot back. Stack knee over ankle and really slowly come up. Keep pressing the right knee forward as you find a little backward bend. Slowly lower the left knee all the way down. Untuck the toes. Sink into the hips. Find a little backward bend, using every exhale to soften and let go. Draw the toes back. Shift the hips back. Half splits with eagle arms. Let your pose guide you, showing you where the tension is. And then take your breath there and let it go. Lower the right foot, lift the arms up, turn and twist to the right. So using a little bit of leverage to find that tension, maybe even creating a little bit, and then the exhale to soften those muscles that are feeling tense. Curl the left toes under, lift the left knee up, keep pressing the right knee forward and drawing the left heel back. See what you can soften on this exhale, and then step the left foot forward. Sink into the chair a little bit, lift the arms back up, eagle pose, press into the feet, stand up, find a little backward bend. Release the arms, inhale them up. Exhale, hands to heart. And hands down by your sides. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step the right foot back, lower the right knee down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, chaturanga. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Settling in here for a couple of breaths. I like that thought of the pose being masculine and the breath being feminine too. Like the pose is the doing, and then the breath is the being within the doing that actually allows the magic to happen. That sounds more like the feminine role, right? But trying not to think that the feminine role is any better than the masculine, which is hard to do. Shift your gaze up between your hands, bend your knees, and walk or hop to the top. Inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale, fold. Grab your elbows behind your knees, pull your face in to touch your legs, soften the traps up out of the ears. And maybe you're just kind of passive here, or maybe you're really pressing into the feet and dropping some weight into the balls of the feet as you lift those sit bones up and back and really trying to create more length. Maybe you're using that masculine energy to create more of that flexibility by balancing the breath. Release your arms. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, left foot steps back, left knee lowers down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, chaturanga. Skipping the vinyasa. If you have any trouble at all in your shoulders or your wrists today, checking in with the body. If you're feeling a little too much of that masculine energy, you might not check in with the body and you might do a little too much. Finding that nice sweet spot. Inhale, lift the right foot up high. Exhale, draw the knee to the nose and step it through like crescent lunge. Stack the knee right over the ankle slowly. Come up. Press the right knee forward. Draw the right hip back. Reach up out of the waist. Let that exhale soften the shoulders down the back. Soften your eyes. Keep the heart lifted. Interlace the fingers behind you. Maybe the palms glue. Press the right knee forward as you find a little backward bend. Hinge forward, drop the head inside the knee. Keep pressing the knee straight out over second toe. Head is heavy like bowling ball. Soften the traps out of the ears. Soften the neck. Find your breath. Drag your body over towards the left. Find a wide leg forward fold. Turn your toes in. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Keep reaching the arms up and overhead. Now bend the right knee and drag your head over towards your right foot. Bend your left knee and slowly drag your head over towards your left foot. Do this a couple times if it feels good. And then slowly come back to stillness in the center. Lower your hands down. Plant the right hand down, or you can stay up on your fingertips if you need to. Peel the left arm up towards the sky and let your gaze follow. Rock a little weight into the balls of the feet. Lift those sit bones up and back. Roll that left shoulder back. Soften wherever you can on the exhale. Balance your breath. And switch. Plant the left hand down. Roll the right arm up. Gaze up at that right hand. Weight into the balls of the feet. Sit bones lifting up and back. Breath is deep and slow. Lower the right hand back down. Walk the hands over to the right foot. Turn all your toes to face forward. Shoot the right foot up and back. Three-legged dog. Bend the knee. Open the hips. Keep rooting into both hands evenly. Drawing the traps out of the ears. Trying to stack the hips here as you twist open. And come back downward facing dog. Inhale lifts the left knee high. Exhale draws the knee to the nose. Step it through. Crescent lunge. Take your time. Set it up just right. Left knee presses forward, left hip draws back. Heart is lifting, shoulders melting. This is the third day in the row. It's like in the 80s and it said it was going to be 60. Very strange. Monday or Tuesday, one of those days, it was actually like 90 up here and it said it was going to be 63. It even said on my app 63 at the time when it was 90. Very strange. I mean, that's down in Petrolia, but it's only 5 miles away. Heart stays lifted. Interlace the fingers behind you. Keep pressing the left knee forward. Find a little backward bend. And then hinge forward. Drop your head inside the knee. Reach the arms up and over. Keep pressing that knee over second toe. Head is heavy. Maybe shake it out. Drag the body towards the right. Find a wide leg forward fold. Turn the toes in. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Release your hands down. Turn your fingers so they're pointing back away from you and walk them back there between the legs. And now maybe you want to take a little wider step. We're going to start to pull the head down towards the mat. Maybe you're rocking weight into the balls of the feet and lifting those sit bones up and back. See what you can soften on the exhale. See if you can even that breath out anymore. Finding this balance. And now slowly walk your hands forward and walk them out like into a wide leg downward facing dog. So your hands, fingers are spread wide, hands shoulder width distance apart. So first look up and then tuck your head. Tuck your chin all the way to your chest first and then pull the crown down towards the mat and then soften the shoulders out of the ears. Press into the fingers and knuckles to press those sit bones up and back. Maybe you want to lift the toes up off the ground and then maybe the heels up off the ground if that feels good. Maybe you want to melt the heart down towards the mat just a little bit more. Maybe there's one last thing you want to soften or let go of here in this pose. Walk your hands back under the shoulders. Walk them towards the left foot. All your toes turn forward. Left foot shoots up and back. Bend your knee, open your hips. Try to stack them. Press into the hands evenly. Soften the shoulders, the face, the jaw. Come back downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right foot up high. Slowly lower the elbows down like dolphin, like three-legged dolphin. Head is heavy. Traps are soft. Come up high on the tippy toes. Sink back into that heel and switch. Lower the right foot down. Lift the left foot up. Find your breath. Lower the left foot down. Now step the feet back into forearm plank. Getting the whole body parallel to the ground. So don't let your booty stick up, but don't let it droop down either. One nice long line of energy from the heels to the crown. Use your hands and your forearms to shine the heart forward and roll the shoulders back. Find your breath, find your strength, find your balance. Slowly come back up. Dolphin pose. Sorry, walk the feet in, let the booty go up. Dolphin pose. And then we're going to slowly walk the feet in a little closer. See if you can lift the elbows up And keep walking the feet in. We're going to try a little arm balance, bringing your knees into your armpit. So arms are straight, come up on your tippy toes. See if you can place those knees right on the backs of the upper arms and see if you can get the feet to lift up off the ground. If you have any trouble with your wrists or your shoulders today, skip this. Maybe you can get your feet off the ground and then maybe you draw them in and up just a little bit more, retracting that landing gear. Optional vinyasa, maybe you shoot it back, or maybe you just slowly make your way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left foot up high, and then drop those elbows down like three-legged dolphin. Soften wherever you can. Inhale up on the toes. Exhale, sink in. Now switch, lower the left foot, lift the right foot. Up on the toes, sink in, lower the right foot, step the feet back, forearm plank. Pressing the hands and the wrists and forearms down and forward like you're trying to stretch the mat out. Feel your core strengthening and lengthening at the same time. Balance the breath. Slowly walk the feet in, let the booty go up like dolphin pose. Walk the feet in a little bit more, and then see if you can lift the elbows up and keep walking the feet in. We'll try that arm balance one more time if you're feeling it. Maybe you shoot it back into chaturanga. Maybe you skip the vinyasa. Checking in with the body. Slowly making your way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right foot up high. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose and step it through. Warrior one. Reach up out of the waist. Press the right knee forward. Draw the right hip back. Press down into the feet. Reach up through the fingers. Soften the shoulders down. Find that nice, deep, slow, balanced breath. Keep the heart lifted. Interlace the fingers back behind you. Find a little backward bend. Keep pressing the right knee forward. Hinge forward. Drop the head inside the knee. Find your breath. Now come up on the back toes, turning them to face forward. Release the hands. Left hand places down. Right hand reaches up. Press the right knee forward more. Gaze up at the right hand. Roll the right shoulder back more. Press the left heel back a little more. Slowly lower the left knee down. Lift the upper body up. Bring your right hand to your left thigh. Reach the left hand up high. Press the right knee forward a little more. Sink into those hips. Cartwheel hands down. Step the right foot back into plank and then roll to the outside edge of your left foot for side plank. If you need to, lower the left knee down. Roll the right arm up. Maybe the right foot lifts up. Bring the right arm up alongside the ear, lengthen out. And maybe you step the right foot behind you and flip it over. Lifting through the hips, lifting through the heart, reaching through the fingers. Relax your head and your neck. Let something go. Slowly come back to plank, optional vinyasa. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left foot high. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through. Warrior one. Set it up. Move slow. Left knee forward, left hip back. Reach it up. Heart stays lifted. Interlace fingers. Find a little backward bend as you press the left knee forward more. Hinge forward, drop the head inside, reach the arms up and over, let the head be heavier, let the shoulders be softer. Come up on the back toes. Lower the right hand down, reach the left hand up, gaze up at it, open the heart a little bit. Find your breath, find a little more length from the left knee to the right heel. Lower the right knee down, lift the upper body. Left hand finds right thigh, left knee bends a little more, right hand reaches up. Cartwheel hands down, step back to plank, roll to the outside edge of your right foot for side plank. Keeping that foot stacked or lifted. Reach the left arm up alongside the ear and then step that left foot behind you. Press into the feet, lift the hips. Imagine you're lifting your heart up and over something. Reach through the fingers a little bit more. See what you can soften on the exhale. Optional vinyasa, meeting back in downward facing dog. Let's come down to a child's pose, letting your forehead rest. So just checking in and noticing how often our mind will tell us to give up, whether that's just on our intention of finding balance. Sometimes your mind will just be like, oh, you don't need to do that right now. You know, it's not a big deal. And it's right. It's really not, right? It's not the end of the world if you miss a breath and you don't find balance within that moment or that breath. But it seems to be a pattern, the mind always trying to convince you of this, that whatever you're trying to focus on, it kind of comes in and tries to hijack your thoughts and distract you and tell you something really meaningless that you should be obsessing about. So just noticing that, just noticing how many breaths where the mind kind of makes you feel like, oh, I don't feel like doing that right now. And you can justify it or chalk it up to just like, I don't feel like it, or I just feeling kind of lazy right now. But just noticing that it's really just as easy and you're not, get off me. It's really not exerting any more energy to do the thing you're focusing on or trying to do. It just takes this little bit of fortitude, this little bit of, actually kind of a lot of discipline to stay focused. So see if for our last 20 minutes together today, you can come back to that. If you don't like that intention and you don't want to find balance with every breath, make another one. All right, but find something to focus on so you can have this one pointed focus. Maybe it's just on your breath in general. Maybe it's not on making them the same length. Let's see if you can commit this 20 minutes to that intention. Yeah? Come up, downward facing dog when you're ready. Shift your gaze up between your hands, bend your knees and walk or hop to the top. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen your spine, and exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, press into the feet, come all the way up, find a little backward bend at the top. Exhale, hands to heart, and hands down by your sides. Lift your right foot up into tree pose, maybe up nice and high. Bring your hands to your heart, scoop your hips forward, let your knee fall back. Now root to rise, feel that. Soften whatever you can on the exhale, soften your gaze, steady your breath. Maybe you just stay right here and this is enough. Maybe you turn and twist to the left, bringing your hands to your hips, bringing the back of your hand to your right hip and your right hand to your left hip to pull that left shoulder back more. Keep your chin parallel to the ground. Keep pressing down into that standing leg to lengthen up through the crown and then twist a little more. Soften the shoulders down the back. See what you can let go of on the exhale. And now slowly come back to center, lift the right knee high, reach the arms up high, cartwheel the hands down, shoot the right foot up high like standing splits. Set the right foot outside the left so your pinky toes can touch. You might need to step the left foot back just a little bit to get the pinkies together. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Head is heavy like bowling ball. Traps are softening away from the ears. Take a little walk over to the left, or you can just stay right in center. That's fine too. Keep your head heavy. Keep your breath deep. Notice the tendency of the mind to tell you you don't need to find balance right now. You can do that later. And see if you can fight its tempting little tricks. And stay right here in this moment with your intention, strengthening that focus and discipline muscle. Come back to center, walk it over to the right. Head stays heavy. Notice the tendency of you always wanting to pull that tension back into your neck and shoulders by lifting the head up. And let it go like bowling ball. Shake it out. Come back to center. Root down into the left foot. Shoot the right foot up high like standing splits. And hop it back chaturanga, maybe 1 inch at a time. Maybe one big hop. Maybe you skip the chaturanga. And just come right back to downward facing dog. Find balance between both your hands. Between your inhale and your exhale. Shift your gaze up between your hands. Bend your knees. Walk or hop to the top. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Press into the feet. Find a little backward bend. Exhale, hands to heart. And hands down by your sides. Lift the left foot up. Find your tree pose. Rooting down into the earth to rise up to the sky. Bring the hands to the heart. Scoop the hips forward. Let the knee fall back. Settle in. Once you feel steady, if you want, bring your hands to your hips. Back of the right hand to the left hip. And pull that right shoulder back more. Chin is parallel to the ground. Root down into the right foot. Grow a little taller. Grow a little softer. Come back to center. Lift the knee high. Reach the arms up. Cartwheel hands down. Shoot the leg high. Standing splits. And then set that left foot outside the right. Pinky toes together. Maybe right foot needs to slide back to get the pinkies all the way touching or close, depending on the shape of your foot. Yeah, my pinkies don't really touch because the outside of my foot kind of makes a little, yeah. Inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale, fold. Head is heavy. Stay right here if you like, or take a little walk over to the right. Head is heavy. Breath is deep and balanced. Come back to center, walk over to the left. Come back to center, shoot that leg up high, standing splits, hop it back, chaturanga, or just slowly make your way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right foot high. Drop the elbows down, three-legged dolphin. Come up high on the tippy toes and then drag your right knee all the way to your right elbow for half pigeon pose. Wiggle the left toes back more. Lower the left knee down. Now reach the left toes back and try to level the hips out. Now come up onto the hands, walk them back by the hips, puff up like a pigeon, lengthen through the crown. Keep that length as you slowly walk it back out. Bring your forehead all the way down to the mat. If it won't touch the mat, you can stack your arms here to stack your forehead on. Still won't touch, stack the fists for a little more height, but get your forehead resting on something, the center of your forehead, resting fully on something right here. Now balance your breath and notice that exhale, helping you to nurture the feminine, encouraging you to soften and let go. See how long you can hold on to this breath. Check in, see if there's any more stuff you want to let go of. You have 2 more chances, 2 more breaths. Slowly come back up. Curl the left toes under. Shoot the right foot up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hips, maybe circling it out seems like a good idea. Your head stays heavy. Breath stays even. Come back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot reaches up. Slowly lower the elbows down. Come up on the toes. Left knee, left elbow, half pigeon pose. Wiggle the right toes back. Lower the right knee down. Wiggle the right toes back a little more and try to level the hips. And then come up on the hands. Walk them back around the hips. Puff up like a pigeon. Lengthen through the spine. And now like you're tiptoeing out over to the edge of the cliff, keeping that length in the spine. And then lowering down. Getting right into it. Letting your forehead rest. And then seeing how long you can hold on to this inhale. Feel this masculine energy on the inhale, filling that space where you feel the tension, feeling it even more than feels comfortable because it's masculine and that's what they do, right? No, just kidding. And then on the exhale, soften. Now the intelligent part steps in to tell you to soften. Just kidding. Letting go here. But it is interesting to think about that, right? So many men and so many women want to be like, oh, men and oh, women. And really, it's just this imbalance of their own masculine and feminine. And then that ripples out into the world, right? But it's really easy just to like look at masculinity as negative. And it's really easy for them to do the opposite. But obviously, neither are true, but they're both just create that spectrum of good and bad and of suffering. See if you can find that perfect balance using both here. One last chance to let go. Slowly come back up, curl the right toes, shoot the left foot up and back, three-legged dog, bend the knee, open the hips. Maybe you like to make circles. I've never really liked that move. Slowly come back, downward facing dog, and lower down to the knees. We'll come to standing on the knees for camel pose. So stack the hips right over the knees. Bring the hands to the low back, maybe fingers pointing up. Draw the elbows back, open the heart, press the hips forward, lift the heart and drop the head back. If it's all right with the neck, drop the head all the way back. All right, keep pressing the hips forward and lifting the heart more and then softening into that space. On an inhale, come up, bring your knees together, lower your hips to your heels, bring your hands to your knees, tuck the tailbone all the way under, and then maybe tuck it a little bit more under, and then tuck the chin all the way to the chest and really try to tuck into this tight little ball. And then find this fluid wave-like motion in the spine as you ripple the heart forward and roll the shoulders back. And then exhale, round it out. Slowly come back up onto the knees. We'll do 2 more sets of camel. If you're going to walk the hands down the thighs to grab the heels, maybe you point the fingers down. Go ahead and set it up. And maybe you're just walking one hand down and lifting the other hand up. Keep pressing the hips forward. Keep reaching through the fingers. Relax your head and your neck. Balance your breath. On an inhale, come up, knees together, hips to heels. Hands to knees, tuck it all in real tight. Stay right there if it feels good, or find that little wave-like motion in the spine. One more time, we'll come up onto the knees, stacking hips over knees, bringing hands to low back, set it up, press the hips forward, lift the heart. Maybe opposite hand reaches down for that heel. On an inhale, come up, knees together, hips to heels, hands to knees. Okay, so your knees and your feet are together. We're going to reach back and grab our heels with our thumb on the outside. So this whole part of your hand is touching your heel. Lean back just a little bit, tuck your chin to your chest and try to curl into that tight little ball again, trying to make your forehead touch your knees so the top of your head can come to the mat right in front of your knees. And then roll forward onto the top of your head. Pull on the heels and lift the hips, and imagine you're trying to expand that space behind your heart by taking in so much air. And on the exhale, you're softening. So it's just this constant negotiation going on in your body, right? Of how much energy you should be exerting and how much you should just be letting go of. And slowly release. We're going to slide out onto the belly. I'm sure we've all felt some of that toxic masculinity at times when we push our body too far. Reach your arms out to the sides like airplane wings. Zip your legs together. Toes and heels squeeze together. Knees and thighs squeeze together. Inhale, lift everything up. So keep length from your heel to your crown. You can look forward a little bit, but keep the back of the neck long too, if that makes sense. Now reach through the fingers like you're trying to expand your wingspan and lift everything up just a little bit more. See what you can soften on the exhale, and one more inhale to take off and release. Keep your right arm out to the side. Turn your head so your right ear is planted down. Plant the left hand in front of the face, point the elbow straight up at the sky, and roll onto the right side. Place the left foot flat on the ground, somewhere behind the knee. Now really use your breath to open this shoulder, all right? Find this perfect balance between the inhale and the exhale. If you don't feel this a lot, reach your left hand up. You can keep it up there, or you can wrap it behind your back or reach it out towards the right hand. Let every single exhale help you to soften here. I'm thinking of so many masculine analogies right now, but I'm sparing you guys. I just want you to know. One more chance to let something go here. Slowly release. Come back to center. Extend that left arm out, left ear down. Right hand plants, elbow points to the sky. Turn to the left side. Plant the right foot. Settle in. And then maybe right hand reaches up or tucks around behind the back. But I have to share at least this one, because sometimes it feels like every inhale is like bringing this tension back into the body, and it's like every exhale you have to heal from the inhale. Sound familiar? Like every relationship you've ever had? I'm just kidding. But this, like this inhale, you need it to live. So you can't just not inhale, right? We need it to live. We need this other part of this energy, but yet it does kind of bring in this adrenal or take over the world response that now we have to say, oh, there, calm down, let it go. Like, not so fast, right? And this is just always happening within us. And then it makes sense that relationships are so hard, because it's like the actual interplay of these energies in the flesh, right? That we're not balancing them within us, and then we're going out and interacting with other imbalanced creatures and creating, what we create in relationships. Slowly come back to center. Bring the left arm back in. My relationship's actually going really well, so this isn't about me this time. All right. And then just roll right over onto your back and hug your knees into your chest. Maybe you want to find a happy baby, or maybe you just want to roll side to side a couple times here. We're just going to do a really gentle spinal twist. If you'd rather cross your knees and do a deeper one, you can. We didn't twist a whole lot. But we're just going to bring our feet down flat on the ground. Actually, bring your knees in towards your chest. Cactus the arms. Shift your hips to the right and lower the knees to the left. Look down to see if your hips are stacked. If not, maybe slide that left hip back a little more. Now lower the head down, relax the shoulders, gaze over the right hand. Now see how long you can hold on to this breath. And instead of allowing that toxic masculinity back into your life, see if you can soften even on the inhale. We need this inhale, we need this oxygen, but see if you can soften even as this air comes in, and then continue softening on the exhale. Find this continuous softening, almost like this continuous breath. Letting the inhale and exhale become one. One more chance to soften and let go. Come back to center, hug your knees into your chest. Cactus the arms, shift the hips to the left, lower the knees to the right, maybe peek down, see if they're stacked. Gaze over the left hand, relax the shoulders. Continue softening on the inhale and the exhale. So then it brings up the thought that maybe that toxic masculinity, maybe the toxicity is in how we receive it, right? Maybe every time that inhale comes in, it doesn't need to be this, let's take over the world. Maybe it can be a little more steady, soft, with the help of that feminine energy, right? Just finding that balance. And instead of looking at it as this toxic masculinity or anything negative, just realizing we need to bring in a little more of the feminine, balance it out. Come back to center and hug your knees into your chest. One last time. In the spring, this whole area is just going to be like a garden because Chevy digs through the compost and there's always just seeds laying around. There's going to be like a zucchini over here and like green beans over here in our driveway. Let your legs go long on the mat. Spread your feet as wide as the mat. Let your toes fall open. Bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. Close your eyes. See if you can feel the balance you've created here in your body, between your head and your heart, between your inhale and your exhale. And see if you can have faith that you can let go of that trying to balance, and that it'll just stay this way for a while, that you set the stage, you did the work. Now just enjoy this place of balance and just be. No more trying or grasping or needing it to be any different than it is. Just enjoy this space. Invite a deep, balanced breath through both of the nose, both of the nostrils equally, all the way down to the toes. And roll over onto your right side. And see if today you can commit to just enjoying this balanced space. Maybe letting go of trying too hard or grasping at anything. Maybe just allowing things to be the way that they are, even if they're not perfect. Maybe every time you have the urge to look at something as good or bad, you can just say, oh, I need a little more masculinity right here, or I need a little more feminine energy right here. When you're ready, we'll slowly come back up to a seat. Take all that good energy we created during class right here in our palms. We'll bring them up overhead. We won't bring our hands all the way together. We'll just hold this ball of energy here. All this good energy we created. And then we'll bring it right down to the forehead for good, clear thoughts. Down to the lips for good, clear communication. And down to the heart for good, clear intentions. Let the head bow to the wisdom of the heart in this new balanced relationship they have found. Lift the thumbs to the space above the eyebrows. Take a moment to thank yourself for showing up. The light in me honors and sees the light in you. When we are in that place, we are one. Namaste.